Yeah.
I'll get the chat ready. Let me know when you're going.
Oh, right, I think we're live. I think that's it. Yeah, wow, I've got it first time.
Blimey, you could warn me when you're going to press the button, Tedward.
Yeah, did it not warn you when you press the button?
Well, you kind of said, I'll press it in 3, and then you pressed it.
I pressed it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to eModels Live.
Oh, you went all high pitch then, Ted. Oh, hang on. I pressed the button.
It's a spring bank holiday in the UK here, and it's raining. So what's new for that? But welcome to the bench from eModels, emodels.co.uk, with myself, Ted, here, and the man down in the corner somewhere down there, wherever you're looking.
Hello, everybody. Hello,
good evening. Hello in Manchester. Hello, Manchester. Can you hear me? Hello, Manchester.
I am here. London calling. Just having a quick squiz at the chat.
Yeah, right. My computer tells me that we've gone live now, so everybody must be out there watching us.
Yeah, there's already about 2.5 pages of chat. So
yeah, I can never keep up with chat. Right, just before we get going, if you are in the chat, good evening and welcome to you. Hopefully we'll have some moderators in tonight. Now these guys are providing their services free of charge. They're not connected with eModels in any way or form. There are a couple of guys over from the Boom Hut who've come to give us a hand because chat moves so fast. So just sort of go along with what they say and don't give them don't give them a rough time. And also down in the bottom, if you're watching on YouTube, down in the bottom there's just sort of 1 or 2 notes just to sort of keep the chat clean, keep it friendly, keep it family friendly, and just really have a good time, and that's what it's all about. So,
one other quick thing, if you are watching on the eModels website, emodels.co.uk, if you want to join in the chat, you're more than welcome to. If you click on the little YouTube icon at the bottom of the player, which is here somewhere, it will take you to the YouTube page where the chat is. We're probably doing some stuff later on, so you don't have to join in the chat straight away, but if you'd like to, click on the little YouTube button and you can join in the YouTube page chat.
Right, I think I found the chat once again.
Hooray!
Yeah, I'm in.
Everybody's swearing in the chat. They're all saying that R word, that model manufacturer that begins with R.
Right, who do we have in the chat?
All the people.
All the people. One or two faces I could see already. I've got my chat down here. It's not that I'm ignoring you, trying to see what's on the floor. It's just my chat's down here. Yeah. Right. I'll try and get everybody's name right this evening, but if I don't, I'll probably give you a name of some famous person like Joe Cocker. It's actually John Crocker. Good evening. Alex Kutal, hi there. Beyond Hope is here again. Hello, chaps and chapesses. Looks like Beyond Hope's already at his bench. He's trying to create some grab handles for his soldier.
Wow, 5mm grab handles for his 1mm soldier. You've got better eyes and hands than me then.
No, I haven't got better eyes because I haven't read it right. It says he's trying to create 5mm grab handles from 1mm solder.
Oh, I read it wrong as well. Oh my! Oh man! Can we stop the stream and just go home now and go to bed? I need to have a sit down and a cup of tea.
Northwest Modeler, Mr. North. Good evening, Scott Sutherland, all the way from up there in the Orkneys.
Don't say the Orkneys.
No.
That makes Orcadians bristle when you say that. It's either Orkney or Orkney Islands, but if you say the Orkneys, they get really stroppy with you.
Right.
I learned that from Scott. He told me off. So
TK's in. Good evening, TK, and thank you for
TK.
joining. Yeah, and TK is our moderator this evening, or one of the moderators. There might be a couple joining in later on. And just a point on that, our moderators have no connection with eModels, as I've said. And when we do any giveaways this evening, if we do any giveaways, we'll be allowing the moderators to take part as well if they want to go. It is all fair and above board. They don't know the questions that we're going to ask because we don't know them either.
Yeah, they're not in the employ of eModels, or they're just our friends that we ask to do the moderating, so they can take part as well if they want. Me and Ted can't take part because, hello, can't do.
Yeah, even I don't know the answer to the question because I haven't even thought it up yet. Never mind. Right, I'll go down. The Oak Boys, good evening. Waddington, that's a new name for Waddington. Alex Cutal, there's Joe Cocker again. Mr. Loth, Scale Models, Mike Mountain. Hi, Mike Mountain.
He's changed his name. He's now Scaly Models Mike Mountain.
Yeah, Scaly Models Mike Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah. Alan's got a new jacket as well. New jacket. Do you like the t-shirt? Hey, folks, do you like the t-shirt?
Oh, I like that t-shirt, Ted.
T-shirt.
If I didn't know better, I'd say that was a model making related t-shirt.
Is that a model making related t-shirt?
I think it may be a model making related t-shirt, Ted.
Just a Russian t-shirt. Might crop up later on.
Yes.
I see model making gurus in, whoever that is.
I have no idea. TK says, I have a mug. TK's got his mug. It's not the eModels mug, but it's near enough. We've got our mugs.
Do you have a mug, TK? Is it an eModels mug, TK?
I think it might be an eModels mug. A genuine eModels mug.
Yeah. He might enlighten us in a moment.
I can't post a picture though, can he? Shame. Mike Mountain says, Mike Mountain says, TK's got a mug, everyone. Where hey? Wait, has TK now got a real eModels mug? I don't know, has he?
Has he? I don't know. He might have.
I've lost the plot now.
I have a mug. Northwest Model says he's got a mug and a jacket. No, indeed. Awesome t-shirt, says Bashing Kits. Oh, Ant's in. Yeah, good evening,
hello, Ant.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Little quick question from Nadia de Interis, who says, if the giveaways are UK only, I'm a bit to the south. I'm going to guess potentially French, France. No, they're open to everybody.
Yeah. eModels is a UK-based company. But
they'll take money from anybody.
Yeah.
They'll take money from anyone, wherever you are. They'll take your money quite happily.
Yeah. So we've got a right.
TK does say he's in the Easy Bake attic. His attic is about 1 million degrees, and I have to tell the viewers, if you're in the northwest of the UK, then if the weather today was like it was on Friday and Saturday, I would not be wearing this jacket because I could have sat here with nothing on Friday and I still would have been melting. So yeah, thankfully it's a bit cooler tonight, so I'm not dying of heat exhaustion with this jacket.
I think it's a case of the weather over the weekend. We would have been doing an outside broadcast today. We would certainly be having jackets or t-shirts on.
T-shirt. I like that t-shirt, Ted.
Yeah, do you like the t-shirt?
Yes, I wonder why somebody gets a t-shirt like that.
Yeah, I wonder how you could get a t-shirt like this. You have to keep watching.
Maybe somebody has a box of them somewhere.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt again. Mr. Loth's model making says the huge tank transport on his desk bears witness to the statement of Foxx. They will take money from anywhere.
Yeah, he's got a huge tank transport. He's huge.
Yeah, he's just had that arrive from eModels today, I think.
Right. The chat is going on. David Barker said, "I bet eModels sell them." I think it must be meaning the t-shirt.
The t-shirt. Well, I'm doing The Simpsons and no copyright.
Yeah. Is it copyright if you hum?
Yes, sort of. I think, possibly. I think. Let's just not find out. Let's not find out on eModels' behalf. Ted's broken again, haven't you? You stopped again, didn't you? There, Ted?
Have I stopped?
You did your freeze frame for a minute.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what have you been doing this week, Foxx, if anything?
Well.
I know you've had a weekend off. You've had the weekend off because it's been
sort of. Well, I learned something this weekend. Well, as you know, last week I was doing my little Warhammer land speeder, and I forgot to bring it up with me, so I can't show you. But it's finished now. It's done. That's all finished. So the Eagle hasn't landed, but it has started. But before I started it today, because I thought I finished the land speeder on Friday, and I thought, well, I'll have a couple of days off just to recharge and rest, and then I'll start the Eagle on Monday. So I put down my model making tools on Friday, and I was so bored all weekend. I was bored beyond belief. I played like 12 hours of Destiny on Sunday, And by the end of it, I'm like, I'm really bored now. I need to get back to making something. So I started on the eagle tail. I was surprised myself because I was like, I could sit on my backside and do nothing for a whole weekend, but it just got really boring. I was like, I need to paint something or make something. So the eagle has started filming for the first episode, and I can show you a sneak peek. Some construction has occurred, and get this, cats and dogs living together. It's never going to happen again. Look, lighting. Lighting has occurred. This, you'll see it properly in the video when the video comes out. It probably won't come out on camera here, but I've built this rig out of plastic card that all the lighting goes into, and I have to say, it's the most god-awful thing I've ever made in my entire life. It's just, it's hideous. It's just chunks of plastic glued together into place. It's real British shed engineering, basically. So far I've got the lighting in, and I have to say, thanks to Phil, who sent me the 2 lighting kits as a gift. I have a confession, Phil. He sent me 2 kits, one with little tiny LEDs, and I made a little hole in the plastic stuff there for the LEDs to shine through. I kind of broke them. I kind of snapped all the wires because they're really fine and I'm just ham-fisted. So I had to rethink it, and then I had to go with the other piece he sent me, which had 2 big LEDs and a piece of plastic card that I've trimmed down to size and mounted in. So hopefully this is a bit more industrial strength and I won't just destroy it. So it's coming on nicely. I've got this cunning plan that the battery will go in the bottom half of the cockpit, and I've made some modifications so that the back half of the cockpit, when you assemble it, you can just easily remove it to get to the batteries and the switch and put it back on again. And hopefully I've put loads of PVA glue in there. Hopefully the weight will be fine, that it will just sit and not fall off. I've had to make some adjustments to the way it attaches so you can actually remove it easy without expanding it every time and cracking the filler that I'm going to put in there. So yeah, I've done some lighting. I know, I'll show you, it works. Wait, even though I've touched it with my hands, I don't know if this will come out on camera.
Oh, that's bright. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be far too bright, but
I don't know. I think once you get it together, I think the way you've fixed it up there, the light will bounce off the back of the cockpit and bounce out the windows then.
Well, what I'm going to do, I've sanded the bulbs, and I'm going to paint some Tamiya clear orange over them to give them that orange glow. And if I need to, I'll try and get some sort of translucent stuff over the top of them if I need to, like I could paint on some matte varnish, or I've had some little, say, clear plastic, I could glue that in front if I need to diffuse it a bit. But that's kind of where I'm up to. I've also assembled the pilots by basically jamming a piece of plastic in the back that goes into the back wall. So there you go. So that's today's output. About 20 minutes of sanding and about 2.5 hours of swearing while I was doing the lighting. So I'm quite proud. It probably won't work. I'll probably get it all built and find that the front of the command module just falls off every time, in which case I'll just have to glue it together and the lights will never turn on. But at least I tried. So I do want to thank Phil for sending me those 2 lighting kits. He made them himself, and I'm really sorry I broke one. Sorry about that. But that one's pretty sturdy. The other one was quite delicate. That one's quite sturdy, so we should be fine. So thank you, Phil.
So if you send anything to Foxx, it needs to be Foxx-proof. So. Yes,
it was. Which Phil was it? Phil Davis. I have to remind myself. It was Phil Davis that sent the lighting kit to me. And I was also sent some springs by Cliff Leonard, some replacement springs for the legs, because the ones that come in the kit are quite stiff. He sent me some replacement springs that are a bit springier, so it should do that thing when it's on the ground. You can push it down, so it should do that quite nicely.
That's going to be cracking. I'm sure it will be.
Yes. Yeah. So where are you up to with your behemoth, Ted?
Well, I did promise you last week, you the viewers, that I would have probably by now a video available for you to see. I'm just out of focus again. I did, but unfortunately real life overtook me and work got quite a bit busy for the past few days, so I haven't got as far on the U-boat as I thought I would, but everything is ready to go together. It's all washed, gunked, weathered, and the final part is ready to go together. And I might actually, if I get the chance after this live stream, I might actually glue it together tonight, because then I can get on and show you the lighting, because it's got the new lighting in this, a different type of lighting to what we put in the last sections, and then we're ready to go. We should be on with that, but it has been a little bit of a grind, this piece. Just a matter of getting it fitting it together into life and work and getting time at the bench. But yeah, it's progressing. Plus, I've been on with another little project as well. We spoke, I think, last week, maybe the week before, about doing some tutorial videos for you, looking at some products that eModels have and how to use them, and particularly not just products but tools as well. And I think I asked on Facebook what you would like to see me do. It's not just me, it's me and Fox. We'll be doing some short, sharp tutorial videos. Not the sort of thing that you need to sit down for an hour, half an hour to watch, but just something short and sharp, straight to the point, having a bit of fun with it as well to make it watchable. But we would like some of your ideas, what you would like to see us do. We don't want you to send us, can you have a look in at the trumpeter kit at such and such and tell us what the kit's like. We're not going to do kits, we're just going to do products.
It's going to be products and basics, techniques and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, real basic stuff, because not everybody that watches these channels is a experienced modelers like yourself. Some of the guys out there are basic modelers taking up the hobby again. Might want to see things right from scratch. Might not interest you, some of you, but bear with us, because some of the guys out there, as I say, are brand new to it or just coming back to it and they want to see it from scratch again. Things have moved on. So ted@emodels.co.uk, just drop me a line.
I'll put that in the chat.
Yeah, just drop us a line, say what you'd like to see us do, and we'll try and fit them all in, and hopefully in between our big builds, our big model builds, we can have a bit of fun as well and show you some techniques. Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well, cool. Yeah. We have some little comments and questions.
Right, go on.
Nobody seems to have died of surprise that I've done lighting yet, so thankfully there's been no fatalities. Mike Mountain says, Fox, it looks okay. Ah, you didn't make the lighting rig. Yeah, it wouldn't look good if I'd made the lighting rig. Let's have a look. Will, our little Kiwi friend, Will did pop in. Hello, Will, but he's gone again because he just realised there was some sporting event on that took priority. So hello and goodbye, Will. A lot of people have asked, aren't you supposed to now build a Gundam, because I've done some lighting and I've just pointed out there is an Exia on the shelf behind you.
Yeah, well, that's I've got one there.
Yeah. See, it's done. That box is ticked. He's never finished it. There's no head on it.
Yeah, look at that. Flies across the room. I built it. I built it with Skylar. Yeah, me and Skylar did this.
All you've got to do now is learn how to make Japanese anime noises.
Yeah, it's definitely what Japanese anime noises were. So that's it. That's my little Gundam made, and he was pretty good. I'm thinking that there's not many people in chat who haven't built a Gundam.
There might be some.
Yeah, and if you haven't, go build one. They're fun. Yeah, you don't have to be these huge. Sorry, I don't know what grade they are. Perfect grades. Yeah, you don't have to be one of them. But
that's a little HG.
Yeah, that's a little HG. I understand. It's great fun. Yeah, it just clicks together. An afternoon's build and a bit of fun. I haven't got round to painting it and gunking it and everything else, Fox, unfortunately.
No, well, never mind.
Yeah, I'll leave him new. I did have an idea for him, but I just haven't got round to it.
Yes. There's a couple of things people have mentioned about your request for little informational films. Lord Barclay III, to me, says weathering powder, got it, never used it. And Mark Wade says weathering powder and painting faces. I nearly misread that, but it's faces. Painting faces.
I think I know what you meant,
yeah, Ted will most likely write them down, but if you can just drop Ted a quick email, Ted at eModels.co.uk.
Drop me an email, because the chat moves so fast that I can't pick it all up. So
we'll keep a little list of the ones that people want to see. So painting faces, I don't know if you could do, well, you could probably do a quick 15-minute painting faces, but it'd be really top level. But we can try it.
Yeah.
We can't guarantee you'll come out having doing a good painted face, but...
yeah. Plus, if people send me an email as well, I can see which is the most popular subject that people want to see, and we can concentrate on doing that one first. That's it.
I mean, we know if you left your own devices, Ted, you just make 20 episodes on flesh tones, but that's a whole different thing. It's a different kind of YouTube channel, that one. Let's have a look. Have we got any questions? If you've got any questions, by the way, we have had one question coming through. Oh, I had a question. Do you need to mask the plastic to stop it shining through on the Eagle? Yes, I will need to do some kind of light blocking. So what I will do is the outside of the vehicle is going to be primed in white, in black, sorry. And what I will do for the cockpit inside is I will basically, I can't spray it because I don't want to spray over the bulb. So what I'll do is I will brush painting. The outside I'm going to use rattle can primer because this kit is so big I can't use my spray booth. But for the inside I will brush paint some UMP black primer on there, just to block in all the lights. So I'll get it all glued together. I'm getting some epoxy glue to go down the join so it's a nice fixed firm join, because my big worry is, like I say, it spreading apart every time I take the back off. And then we'll paint inside in black, and then over the black I'll paint the interior colour, because although you can only really see in through the windows, you can see a bit of the side, so I'll need to paint them a little bit. But yes, the black paint, once the epoxy goes down the seam line on the inside, the black paint will help block in that then, so when the lights do go on they won't just shine out through the plastic. Some people use things like, if this was, say, for example, a Star Trek kit, here's your sci-fi fact, Ted's already fallen asleep. If I was building a Star Trek kit and I was building a warp nacelle where you have the blue glow down the side, what I would do, if this was a warp nacelle, I would line it with reflective foil, either adhesive tin foil or just normal tin foil, and glue it in, so that the light from the bulb reflects all over and you get a nice even glow. But this, I just need it to block the light, so I'll paint inside black. But you can use tape or anything else really just to line it. But you want to do something to block in the plastic so it doesn't shine through the solid plastic, and also something to block in any gaps where the light might shine through. So there's two types of blocking you want to do. So yes, I will be. Hopefully it will work. It might not work. I don't know how we'll get around it, but there you go. We'll figure it out.
I'm just trying to catch up. The chat is moving so fast.
Yes.
And I'm really grateful to the guys that come and help us out, because we do apologise if we do miss your question. And if you think it's really important to you, I do have my phone that's open for the emails, so ted@emodels.co.uk, and I can pick your question up hopefully in the chat tonight.
Yes.
So that's the best way to get your questions to me.
Yes. Simon Doe asked a question. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. Simon Doe. Have either of you tried the new formula, which is the milky white stuff, and how did you get on with it? E.g. after decal application, and then he means the clear or the future or the pledge. I've not tried. Well, I used to use Pledge multi-surface wax, which is a kind of milky colour. That was the UK version, and then in the US they released Pledge Floor Care Finish 2 times more shine, 2 times more shine, which is as close as you can get to the original clear or future. And this is the bee's knees right now. It gives me a more shiny coat than the old milky stuff. I don't know what the new milky one is. I don't actually know what the new UK name is.
There's so many different.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so many different names. I don't know what the current UK version is called, because Pledge Multi-Surface Wax is discontinued, but the new one, I don't know what it is. So there's probably about 30 different products that Pledge do, or that Johnson's do, but only one of them will be the new version of Pledge Multi-Surface Wax /clear/future. So I don't know what the UK one is. I had to get those bottles from the US for the Floor Care Finish 2 times more shine. I have to say that. I'm contractually obliged.
Mr. Lord said it's a white bottle with a blue cap, and I think I've got that one in here somewhere.
I've got one of these. If you mean this one.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to look for.
That's the old Pledge Multi-Surface Wax. You can probably still find it here and there.
Is that why it's not in my cupboard? Because you've got it.
Yeah, I snuck in. But I think this is the one that's discontinued. And the only reason that we had a milky one apparently is in the UK. It's a milky colour for health and safety reasons, so children don't drink it. Whereas in the US it was always a crystal clear colour, but it dries clear.
Yeah,
but yes, I don't know. But I think that's discontinued. I don't know what the current UK version is. So if you can find a bottle of the old Pledge Multi-Surface Wax, or if you can bear to part with the enormous amounts of money it costs to get the US stuff and ship it over, it's not cheap, then that's the option. There will be a UK version. I just don't know what it's called exactly right at this moment. And unfortunately, the website that used to be the universal location for the gospel on Pledge/clear/future was a website called eModels. It's been there for about 25 years. It's gone. The website's gone. So the universal information resource for that polish is gone on the internet. So
Beyond Hope asks, does the clear go off? He's got 10 bottles of the stuff in the garage from 7 to 10 years ago.
no,
I
don't think so.
It goes off. No. But on that note, I did use clear, and I have used clear, and I still use it occasionally. I found my bottle.
Gentlemen, find your bottles.
Find your bottles. Yeah, I see. I've got it back. Thanks. It's come up through the wormhole.
Yeah, there's a wormhole under the desk. Somebody asked if there's a wormhole under there. So if I put my hand down under the desk now,
if I put that down there,
hang on, let me just. There you go.
Can you reach?
It's got a bit dirty in transit. There you go. But if I pass it back to Ted, let me just pass it. I'll pass it sideways. It's a bent wormhole, so I can pass it over here, and it'll pop up under his desk.
Thank you.
But if I put my hand through the wormhole, see, it's amazing. It's amazing. Look, see. You didn't know we had a wormhole, did you? I'll do it again. Watch.
No, man.
That was a terrible joke.
That was a terrible. Yeah, it didn't quite.
Yeah, hey, it's free of charge.
We should have planned that.
You get better comedy if we were charging. But yes, if you see the old Pledge multi-surface wax, grab some. I don't think it exists anymore, but people still sell it.
Yeah. Another thing that I have been using, I use the Alclad Aqua Gloss. That's available from eModels.
Yes.
That's when I sort of moved on from using. I'll use this on bits and pieces for plain decals.
Yeah.
And I'll use it for that. But when I'm glossing for weathering and such like that, I'll use the Alclad 2.
When I'm glossing windows.
When I'm glossing windows.
I mean, people do ask me about why I don't use things like the Alclad 2 and stuff like that. And the very simple answer is, I've got 5 bottles of Pledge or the Floor Care Finish now. I've got 5 bottles of it, and that's going to last me about 15 years. So I don't actually need to spend money on model making gloss varnishes. They probably are. They can be a lot better, and I do recommend them. It's just I don't need them because I've got so many bottles of that stuff. I'm going to be set for years. So I've never used the Alclads and stuff, but I know that, say, the Aqua Gloss is a really, really good gloss varnish.
And Vincent de Kemp just sent us a note on that gloss varnish. He said it is still available. Are the different names under different names. The Belgian one is Sols, S-O-L-S, Sols Plus, Sols Plus, or Valorian Plus in Dutch. That's V-L-O-E-R-E-N, Valorian.
When I said earlier on about Swanee's models, that website used to be where you go to find out what the different versions are called in different countries. Sadly, they have now gone. That website's no more. But I did download all the text from their guide to Future Clear Pledge. And if you go to the Boom Hut, which is facebook.com/groups/model Boom Hut, which is the little group that Ted and I and some other members of the Treehouse set up, we've actually got it in the files section there. So if you do want to see what, as of I think January this year, what all the different foreign versions of Pledge and Clear are, just pop along to the Boom Hut on Facebook, become a member, and then you can access those files.
Yeah, you can follow up. Often what happens is people follow up this chat on the Boom Hut as well, and on the eModels Facebook page as well. And if you missed anything, you could usually catch us up on there. Find us on there as well.
Rod Mack says, when putting on decals, do you use on the thread of gloss coats? When you're putting on decals, do you use gloss varnish first, or is it the matte coat you use? Always do a gloss coat first.
Yeah.
The gloss coat gives you a smooth surface that helps reduce the amount of air you're going to trap underneath the decal. And then when the decal's been set and dried and you've done whatever solutions you want on it and it's all ready to go, you can either gloss coat it or matte coat it. Depends what weathering you're going to be doing. If you're going to be doing, say, gunk wash or any kind of washes, you probably want to finish it with the gloss coat and then do your weathering. If you're just going straight to, say, an oil paint filter or pastels or something like that, you could finish it with a matte coat and then do your weathering, because a matte coat's rough and things like pastels will grip it better. So it doesn't matter which one you use afterwards, but always make sure it's a gloss coat first and then your decals.
Yeah, following that question, a lot of people I've seen have asking questions about when do I apply decals, before or after the weathering.
Oh, he said decals. Oh,
yeah. Decals. I'll cover them all now. When you put your sticky things on your airplane,
stickers.
Stickers. Yeah, put them on and then do your weathering because the markings will get covered in just as much dirt and grime as the rest of your model. And if you saw how Foxx put on his decals the other day with Set and Sol, Microsoft set
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Microscale.
Yeah, that guy's get everywhere. Microscale is produced a video that's on the eModels YouTube site.
Yeah, it's a little quick guide that is about 20 minutes, so it wasn't that quick, and it's just showing you how to use Microsoft and Microcell. Oh, I can't do it now. You set me up.
One and two.
Microsoft and Apple. Microsol and Microset to put your decals on instead of water, but it only really works for small decals, not big decals. But if you've got little tiny decals, you don't have to use water, and it might be better if you don't. So go along to the YouTube channel that you're on now, the eModels channel. I think it was the last video that was uploaded. It was just a quick guide to waterslide decals.
Don't do it now, though. Do it after.
Yeah, don't do it now.
Don't do it now.
No.
Wait till we finish, and then do it after that. Right.
Tony Black says we used to call them transfers back in the day. Yes, and the Warhammer people still call them transfers. It's most disconcerting.
Is it the same things that you used to put on your arm when you were a kid and you get like bubble gum? Were they the same thing?
Yeah. Well, if it, I don't know, it depends on the kit. Some kits.
Right. We've covered everything, and the
talking of Warhammer, there was a pavement slip this week, and I did fall into my local Warhammer store and get more Warhammer. Sorry about that. Won't be seeing that anytime soon. I've got Big E to build.
Yeah, you have to clear your bench now, aren't you?
I've had to. That's why I got that land speeder out of the way, because there's nothing else can happen on this bench now for the next however long this takes. Because 22 inches. I'm sure I showed this last time, but 22 inches. It's that long. That's how big this eagle's going to be, and it will fit on my desk just. So I haven't figured out yet when I've finished it. I can't put it on my spinny turntable because it won't work. So I don't know how I'm going to photograph it and film it.
You'll have to make sure you finish it in the summer. Take it outside and walk around it.
Oh well, I could get it on the spinny thing outside. I just have to have a backdrop and make a massive, like 20-foot square backdrop or something. I thought of getting a big piece of green material and green screening it and filming it flying past, but that might be beyond my skills.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, that's where Tony Helligan's workshop comes in. He can do all that sort of stuff.
Well, he's got a kitchen wall that's green. That's why it was painted green.
Right. Yeah, round to Tony's house. Everybody round to Tony's house. Raging bassist Foxx and Ted, I have a challenge for you both, just for fun. Interested in hearing it? Yeah, go on, let's hear it.
We'll see what the challenge is.
Yeah, we'll never know what we're letting ourselves in for. But in the meantime, I've got another question that's come in. It's from Jamie Ball. Jamie Ball, let's open it. Hi Ted, I'm painting a 135 British tank crew. Brilliant. Somebody's doing armour.
That's why I didn't include me in the email.
Yeah, I'm not letting you have this one, Foxx.
I can read the chat.
Hi Ted, I'm painting a 135 British tank crew figure, and I'm wondering how much dirt and oil they would get over their overalls and faces. Right. That's something that's not come up. Yeah, how much do we weather tank crew? Anything from pristine and clean to parade ground standards to grimy and grubby being out in the field. Tank crews wouldn't remain, people might correct me on this, but tank crews wouldn't remain sort of clean inside the tank, particularly Second World War tanks, when the gases from the gun would be just released into the fighting compartment. Now they're all sort of sucked out and fighting compartments are kept clean. So they would be covered in black cordite and smoke and grime that way. You'll often see tankers wearing goggles, and when they lift the goggles up, they'll have the usual, like racing drivers have that patch around their eyes that's clean. Overalls would also depend on what they've been doing, where they've been fighting. Usually they'd be just a general grubbiness. But I would think if there'd been a breakdown in the middle of the field, these guys are going to be like your general mechanics that fix the cars down the high street, just grubby and grimy. Have a look at some photographs, Google things, and have a look around. Yeah, that's about all I can say.
Somebody was just commenting. Sorry, somebody was commenting about that. I can see my keyboard now because I managed to get a white keyboard, so I can actually see. Apparently, my keyboard is really loud, so when I'm typing, it's like.
Yeah.
But yes, I can actually see my keyboard now. I made the mistake of having a black keyboard in a dark room. Yeah, hello.
Yeah. So that there. Hopefully I've answered that one for you, Jamie. Yeah, I would consider them generally like your mechanic down the high street, depending on how much work they've been doing and how long they've been in the field. But these guys would try to keep their personal hygiene and keep themselves clean, and just the general grubbiness of the clothes that they have on from day to day. Really. Yep. Have a look at. Fury.
He's pointing. You've got to do it.
Yeah, have a look at the film Fury and see the dirt and grime that those guys have that Hollywood's made them up to look like, and you won't be too far wrong with that. Next.
Somebody, David Barker says, the Eagle isn't that big of a kit. I should do the Musashi or the Yamato next. It's like, well, the Yamato is due to come up, but it's not the Yamato. It's the space battleship Yamato, but that's 66 centimeters long. And he says he built the Musashi, the battleship Musashi, in the old house on the dining table. It was a 3-month build, and the wife and kids were not happy. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I used to build ships on the dining room table, and some of these were 4 or 5 foot long. Some of them were like a canoe, and I built them on the dining room table. It was just a bind because every evening when I finished, I had to put everything away, put everything back in the boat. Put the boat out the way. It was just a clearing up all the time, and that's one reason why I no longer build radio-controlled ships, because they were too big.
Well, you could fit them in now. You could in your little workspace. If you weren't building, he says building a 4-foot-long U-boat.
He's just building a 4-foot-long U-boat. What was I thinking?
I build big boats, and I cannot lie. Some other brothers will deny. I just did that, didn't I?
There's nothing wrong with being big. Moving on. Right.
If anybody else has any other questions, by the way, because I think is that the only question we had through email so far?
No, I've got another. I'll pass
lovely.
this up in a moment. This one's from. Hang on, excuse me. I've just clicked the wrong button.
He's clicked the wrong button.
Clicked the wrong button. Right, here we are.
Hey, Roadie Hobby. Roadie Hobby's just popped in. He can't stay long. He's on a night shift.
Hope you can watch us again night shift when everybody's gone. You can get your phone out and watch us again.
Yeah.
Right, this is from David Barker. Good evening, David. I think I saw David in the chat earlier. Regarding sponge chipping.
Sponge. My favourite word.
Sponge. Regarding sponge chipping, would you gunk wash first, then add rust, or gunk wash it after rusting, and then add a tiny bit more of rusting a few days later?
Where does the chipping come into that?
Regarding sponge chipping, would you gunk wash first, then add rust, or gunk wash it after rusting and then a tiny bit more for a few days later to simulate cleaner?
Okay. So when he says add rust, he means do the chipping. I've got it.
Yeah.
I would say no. Get all your base coats down. Do decals, gloss coats, back coats, whatever. Do your rust chipping. Then do your gunk wash. Then do whatever else you need to do, and then you can go back over with more chipping later. The idea is, he's got the idea kind of mostly right there, that you want to have a differentiation between new chips and old chips. So the gunk wash itself is supposed to kind of be a combination of shading for the recesses, but also just general dirt and tarnish and wear. So there will be chips and paint chips where they've been exposed and then the dirt's gone on top. And it's thinking about the stratigraphy. If you're watching Time Team, it'd be all like, oh, Tony, you've got the stratigraphy. I've got the hat, you see. I can be like, whatever his name is, Phil Harding. You've got the stratigraphic layers, you see, Tony. I'll stop doing that. Think of the model you've got. Think of the real vehicle. You've got the metal and the paint. You've got all the markings which are painted on a real vehicle. Then you have dirt and dust on top. But if any of that paint gets chipped off, then initially that paint chip will be nice and clean, but then very quickly it will get covered in grime like everything else. So what I would suggest is do your first layer of chipping before the gunk wash, whether it's metallic chipping or rusty chipping or whatever you want to do. Do your first layer of chipping, then do your gunk wash, and then when all the weathering's been done, just go over with a bit more chipping here and there to suggest stuff that's perhaps a little fresher, so it's not as dirty and gunky as the chips that were painted before the gunk wash. And you could paint them in the middle of other chips, and it sometimes works really well if you do same kind of principle. You could do, if you say got a green vehicle, paint on some chips that are a slightly lighter shade of green, then go over them with your rust coloured chips and leave just a little edge of the chip visible just here and there, so you get a rust chip with like a light green halo and then the main green colour, for example, and that suggests where the paint's been broken off and you've got a little bit of paint exposed that's fresh and clean, and it just gives a nice contrast. So you can do like multi-part chipping. So think about that as well. So always do some chipping before the gunk wash and then a little bit after, because that's the fresher stuff. Does that make sense? I do get carried away and then I stop listening to myself. So.
Yeah, I think that came across all right.
Yeah,
the idea. I think your videos, my videos, and Tony's videos, usually you'll find somewhere in there it's probably got painting and chipping all sort of included. So just go and have a search. Unfortunately, can't tell you where they are because there's that many of them we've done.
I can't tell you which one of mine are, because I kind of, once I've done a video series, I kind of forget what I've done in it because I've moved on to the next thing. So.
Yeah, I sometimes have to go back to my old videos to review how did I do that technique. So I've got to go back and watch my old videos. Yeah,
I've done that. I've been a case where I've been like, right, what was my mix ratio for this colour? Hang on, I'll go look at the video. Oh, it was 3 of those or 4 of those. Right, there we go. Especially with those builds where you do something and then there's like a 3-month gap and you have to go back and do more and you're like, I can't remember what the heck I did.
Yeah, well, I'm quite often reviewing my own videos just to see how did I do. I can't tell the guys how to do something different. I mean, I've told that's how we do it.
Yeah.
Right. Any more questions coming in the chat?
Yes, if you're in the chat, if you've got a question, do pop your question in the chat, because we spent our question allowance now from emails. So if you've got any questions, do put them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them for you.
Oh yeah, just another thing as well. Foxx, myself and Tony are hopefully all going down to eModels in Stoke on Thursday.
Road trip.
Yeah. So we'll be wearing black hats and sunglasses. We'll be off. The gang is back together and we'll be off. Yeah. So if you are around in the Stoke area on Thursday, around about lunchtime-ish, depending on traffic and getting out of bed and things like that, do come down and see us. We'll be there for a couple of hours, probably getting under everybody's feet. No doubt Peter will be giving us a job to do if we don't get out too quickly, and things like that. We'll try and do some live streaming or some videos and things like that. Have a look around the store, show you all the different stuff that eModels have got and what goes on behind the scenes. But if you're around, come down, say hello. Yeah, we can do that. I think we'll all
I've already sent a message ahead and told Gav that it's 2 sugars in my coffee. So
yeah, hopefully he's got Stroops.
Well, we can hope. We'll have to take our own, I think.
So right, oh God, the chat's.
The chat is at the moment talking about big battleship kits like the Enterprise.
Right. Lynn DePel says, I've never built a ship before. I did start a wood plank ship and messed it up. Obviously, don't start with easy ones. Have a look at TK's Viking longboat. He was tearing his hair out with that one, but
yes,
turned out right in.
Yes, it's a bit like starting with a wooden ship is a bit like starting to learn how to cut hair by doing open heart surgery. I like to think it's kind of diving in at the extremely deep end.
Yeah, it's all right if it's a plank on frame hull and it's something like a warship or a liner that's going to get coated and painted. But if you're doing plank on frame and it's meant to be seen as a plank on frame, yeah, you've taken the wrong end of the.
Yeah. I mean, proper wooden boat making it's almost like a completely different set of skills to typical model making, because you're working with wood, not plastic. So It's worth doing if you're up for the challenge.
Yeah, and they do
And
produce
I don't think it's particularly a high skill build, but it's a high patience and high precision build.
yeah.
You
Billing
are
do some
working with.
excellent. Billing do some excellent wooden kits. If you want to build a wooden ship, Billing do some fantastic wooden plank on frame models, and some of them are fishing boats. And as I said, that you eventually just rub all the rough bits down and paint them, and you can't tell. But yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill in itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's even simple things like with a model kit, you're kind of spoiled that you get two pieces and they glue together, and if there's a bit of a gap, you fill it. On a wooden kit, you get two pieces of wood that are straight and they're supposed to be curved, so you have to physically do all the work to make them curved. So it is a kind of whole different genre, almost. I admire anybody that can make wooden boats, and I don't mean like the solid wood. I mean like with planks and decking and stuff, because that's some serious skill. I was never any good at woodwork.
No, I was never good at woodwork, but plank on frame models, yeah, I could sort of do them, but it does test your patience. And that's why I build plastic stuff now, because it's easy. It comes out of the box, rattle the box,
Yeah.
out turns a model.
Lynn says, yes, he learned the hard way, ended up with some very sore wrists and hands.
Yeah, and stabbing yourself lots of times and cuts. Wooden boats and lots and lots of sticking plasters.
Yes. Steam.
So
yes, any other Raging Base says, Foxx just sent you a message regarding previously mentioned challenge. Sent me a message where? On Facebook? I better go check the messages then, I don't know. Hang on.
Yeah, you can email it. eModels.co.uk. Excuse me for looking down here while I.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Can we read it out?
All right, I've got it here.
Can we read it out in a public forum?
Yeah, no, it's fine. You might not know what this is, Ched, but they're a thing called Funko Pops, and they're basically little figures with big heads, and they're like bobbleheads.
Ah, right.
But they do a massive range of them, like characters from TV shows and things like that. And his challenge is that we each get a blank Funko Pop and paint it to look like each other. So I paint one to look like you, and you paint one to look like me.
Where do we get them from?
I don't know. I'm not sure where we get them from. We'll have a think about that. But I'd be up for doing it. We can get some blank Funko Pops.
Yeah. I've already got a cunning plan.
That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous.
Yeah, see, my mind works all the time. I've got a cunning plan. If we're going to do that, I have a cunning plan to win this one.
Wait, you have a mind? You have a mind?
Yeah, it's mostly asleep, but when it does, it does wake up.
Models by Will says, having made most of the wooden HMS Bounty, I strongly disagree with Foxx saying there is no skill involved. Yeah, probably. It kind of wasn't the right thing to say. It's not something that. What I meant is, it's not something that you can't learn or pick up. It's just kind of really hard. Maybe I didn't explain that very well. There is a skill involved. It's not like, you couldn't sort of eventually pick up how to do open heart surgery, but I suppose you could eventually figure out how to make a wooden ship. You just might make a few really bad wooden ships first.
Yeah, they're quite. Yeah, this one's not quite straight. Another question came in. Matthew Drake says, "Can you mix Tamiya acrylics with Revell acrylics?" No. I think TK's answered that one.
TK's answered it perfectly.
Yeah, one's alcohol based and the other's water based. So they're not compatible.
I mean, I have mixed water based acrylics into Tamiya sometimes, and sometimes it works, but 99% of the time they're going to separate out and it's going to go horribly wrong. So I wouldn't go for that.
Robert Aitken says, morning from New Zealand. Must be a friend of Will's, because I can't remember many people in New Zealand. Smooth said, how would you weather Ted's tash? Yeah, if you're making a wobble head thing. I'd have to do the same on Fox's beard.
Yeah, I've got a lot more facial hair, and I've got the flowing locks that are tied back at the moment. I've got my tail on. I've got some tail action going on. Because I haven't washed my hair, so you don't want my hair to be minky and horrible.
Yeah, we'll have to find out where we get them from. It could be fun.
My hair or the Funko Pops?
Yeah. We could do one each in the boom hut and draw lots as to who's going to do who.
That could go horribly wrong. A couple of people, Sergeant Bones has said he does actually mix Tamiya and other paints. He thins both with water. You can thin Tamiya paints with water. I've just never had great results doing it, so maybe there's a certain knack to it. Because I often find with Tamiya paints, if you thin them with water, the pigment kind of doesn't behave the right way sometimes, and they become even worse. Tamiya paints are horrible to brush at the best of times, but I've mixed them with water, and you can make, say, a wash out of them. And if you make a wash with Tamiya paints and water, they kind of settle differently. It gives a whole different look. So maybe you can. I've just maybe not done it very well. But as far as I know, you probably don't really want to mix them too much, because I've done it before, and 9 out of 10 times it's not ended well with separation of paint.
Yeah, like I've never been struck lucky with Tamiya. No, I've got a few pots sitting here on the shelf, and I've just never struck lucky with them. So that's where they sit.
I mean, I love them to airbrush because they're really tough paints. Once it's on there, it's really hard to scrape them off. But to brush paint them, I've never. No. Water-based paints for brush painting, and now I've discovered my love of painting figures. Now I paint them little Warhammer dudes, and I'm like, I want to paint more figures now because I found out I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah,
not very good at it, but I can do it. I'm just water-based paints all the way.
So, no, I was going to say your eagle could be covered in figures for a diorama, but it can't, can it? Because they'll all be in spacesuits.
Yeah, I was hoping to get. I did look into getting the 1/48 scale lunar rover. There's a little 3D printed kit on Shapeways, and it looks really good, but it's about 75 quid, and there's no figures with it. And there's nobody that does 1/48 scale equivalently dressed figures for it. So I thought, I won't do that.
That's a shame.
I don't actually think I was debating on whether to do a diorama for the eagle, like a landing pad. I haven't got the space. It's going to be way too big, so it's just going to be the kit.
Yep. No, mind. Well, you'll see what happens when it comes to it.
Yeah. TK, by the way, says this isn't a proper beard, and I bow to that opinion because TK's beard is just epic beard.
Epic beard. Epic.
TK's his Mad Viking beard.
TK's the real beard. A giveaway. Should we do a giveaway?
Oh, go on then. What we doing? What we doing in the giveaway?
Shall we give away a mug? Hey, I've just noticed I'm sort of becoming sort of themed. eModels jacket, eModels mug, t-shirt, stickers.
Have you got eModels glasses and your eModels underwear?
eModels of underwear.
eModels underpants.
Yeah. Could.
We don't want to see your undercrackers though, Ted. If they're themed, we'll take it as read.
And this week we're giving away these. Good. Yes. Should we do a mug giveaway? Who out there would like here an eModels mug?
Yay!
I've got to think of a question now.
Right. Let me have to think about a question.
I know. I can think of one.
Okay. Are we going to do this as a fastest answer type thingy?
Well, do it as a fastest finger. I haven't had any secret word about any secret prizes yet.
No, so okay,
there may not be any this week.
Yes. So
we'll just do a couple of giveaways.
Yeah. As before though, just so for those of you who knew, what we do is with these, we take the first answer that we see on our screen. Now bear in mind that what we see on the screen here isn't what you'll see at your end, because your chat is biased towards you. So like Ted did last time, I'll do a little screen share and show that it's the first comment we saw. But for these little giveaways, we're just doing the fastest answer. We have a plan. Last week was it all went a bit to pot because what the plan we had didn't work. We have a cunning plan for big giveaways now that's foolproof. But for these little things like stickers and mugs and stuff, we'll just do the first answer that we see. Because they're little things.
And bear with us. If you do know the answer and you don't want a mug because you perhaps already got one or you've recently won a mug or a giveaway, please give everybody else a chance to answer the question. Right, let's think of a question. And also, as well, as I did say, the moderators can take part in this as well. They're just moderating the chat. They have no connection and they don't even know what the question is, because at the moment I haven't even thought of it.
Yes, so TK, the answer's not 42. So it might not be. I don't know.
It might not be. Yeah. Right. This question, I think, will take us back. Hang on, I've lost myself. Where am I?
You're just there.
Yeah,
I'm
here. This question takes some of us. It could be a little bit biased towards the age of some people, but some of us years ago were sort of shown how to make things and do things from sticky back plastic. And today, one of those great presenters of children's TV died. Who was it that died today from children's TV? Was a great presenter and also, I understand, a model maker. Go.
Wow, that's a super grim question, Ted.
Yeah. There's one.
Wow, straight away.
Straight away. Phil Davis.
I've got Phil Davis.
Yeah, I've got Phil Davis. I'll just screen share that before it
It's
disappears.
moving fast. It's moving fast.
Share. Moving fast. Phil Davis is up there. There he is, right at the top. Let's go down a little bit. Where is he at? Phil Davis. There we are.
Yep.
John Noakes.
Yep. Sad news that. Sad news that.
Yeah, it's a little bit sort of takes us back to our youth and watching things and picking back plastic. A great TV. But thank you, Phil. Let us know your address. Send it to ted@emodels.co.uk.
That I have just put in the comments.
Thank you very much. Right, stop sharing that now. I'll come back.
I'm guessing we still don't have any stickers yet.
We don't have any stickers, but we do have something a little bit more exciting.
Ooh. Flesh tones. Does it involve flesh tones?
Flesh tones. Yeah, I'm going to send you round some flesh tones. No, I'm not. I'm going to send you round one of these.
Ooh.
Ooh. I have.
Don't point to your nipples, Ted. It's not good.
Yeah.
I can't unsee that. Can I bleach my internet? My eyes.
Right. I have a number of Mega Ammo T-shirts to give away.
Ooh.
Limited supplies, because everybody I've seen. Can I have one of them? No, you can't. You can take part in the chat, but you can't have one. Right. I think we need another question then. That's if people out there would like a Big Models T-shirt. Now we only have a few sizes, namely large, extra large, and XXL. So if we haven't got your size, we'll.
I'm a large and I'm a skinny twig, so
yeah,
that should be fairly good.
Right. Right. So, have you got a question?
Me? I will try and think of one.
Ron Mac, no, we don't have 6XL. We can send 6 T-shirts and you can sew them together, but we don't have 6 T-shirts.
I've got to think of a question now, haven't I?
Yeah, hopefully it's not. I do apologise about John Noakes' death, but it's not probably as.
This is very good. We're kind of on the spur making up questions.
Yeah, it's just not as grim.
I can't think of a question.
Any good question? Any good question, maybe?
Any good question? I've got to think of one now.
It's no use trying to prompt you for questions because it just wipes out your mind.
Well, tell you what, let's carry on then, and when a question pops in, I'll dive in.
TK says, "What's the airspeed of an unladen swallow?"
That's an old joke. It's an old joke.
Yeah. Beyond Hope says, "African or European?" Says, yeah. Right. Let's go back. Yeah, but that's it. That's what I'll probably replacing the stickers with.
I'm just stuck on thinking of a question now.
One of them all. What's the postcode of eModels?
Keep going, Ted. I'll think of something. You've just broken my brain now completely.
Yeah, when you're on the spot and you've got to think of a question.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I think of was poor John Noakes, who died today. Yeah, I remember seeing him scaling Nelson's column.
I was going back.
Jumping out of an airplane, free falling with the Red Devils.
He was always infectiously cheerful about it as well. Even though he was terrified.
Yeah, get down, Shep.
Okay, I've got a question. Right.
Okay.
I've got a question.
No,
it's an easy one, hopefully. Hopefully. Right, this is for your T-shirt. Remember, it's the first answer that pops up.
Right.
So, and again, we'll screen share so you can see that we see. It's the first answer we see, not the first answer you see. I'm making a Space 1999 Eagle. Where was Space 1999 set?
Have you got the chat to keep an eye on it? I'm just putting myself back in front.
I've got it here. Yes. Where was Space? There we go. Bang, straight away. First one is David Barker on my screen.
David Barker, yeah, let's share that. David Barker. Yeah, I've got to share the screen now. I've got to find it first. Where am I? Share screen.
No, it's already scrolled about 100 miles.
Share. Go back. Oh no, that's Foxx.
Oh, look at that face there.
Yeah, look at that.
Managed to get a screenshot of me doing a dumb face.
Well, who's the winner?
David Barker.
David Barker. There you are. Boom. David Barker. Boom.
Everybody look at the moon.
God, was that the time already? 10 o'clock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
David Barker, well done. For a t-shirt, send your address and size, once again, to ted@emodels.co.uk. Now, I can't promise I can get these sent out straight away because, once again, the logistics of my work and getting to the post office are difficult. So I will get this sent out to you as soon as I can. I promise.
Right. Do ask as well. Specify as well if you want extra large, large, or super extra large. What is it? A large XL and XXL.
There's large XXL and No, there's large XL and XXL.
Yeah. Right now you've got your pick of all three sizes, but as we start giving these away, it might be the case that if the one you want is run out, we'll send the next size up or down.
We'll send the next size up. So if you can't wear it, you can just go to bed in it or something like that. Yeah. Oh, good. Right.
Cool.
Well done. That's 2 giveaways tonight.
Yeah. Have we had word from his overseeing us?
No,
the Lord High.
No, we usually have somebody looking down on us from above, but he's not joined us tonight. Maybe he's waiting for us to go down to eModels.
Yeah, or maybe he's waiting till we start saying, right, and that's it for 10, then that's a new thing. So, right.
Yeah, pops up.
Yes.
And everything goes on.
So no word from His Holiness about
Scott's,
a giveaway.
Scott in the Orkneys, the Orkney Isles.
No, Orkney. Don't say the Orkneys. Oh, Scott, I told him. Don't say the Orkneys. I told him. Yeah. Look, I'm waving Odo at him and everything. Look.
Yeah. So he's got bag lag tonight, so hopefully.
Don't say the Orkneys. Don't say the Orkneys.
I haven't said it. I covered them all. I covered all bases. Right, space. Yeah, the answers are still coming in. Chris Williams says space. Yeah.
Space. Hey, lady, wanna go space?
Gasper says space as well. Right, 10 o'clock. Right, have we any more questions?
Yes, any more questions?
Just checking our emails as well. Just to see
throw your questions in now.
Right. Well, Chris Williams, any tips on painting tiny figures, i.e. 1/144ths? Those are the real.
Because he's just painted a tiny Han Solo.
Have you tried tiny brush and stopped breathing? Yeah, I would say
kind of it.
That's tiny brush. That's kind of it. Paint the fences pink. Paint the rest of it one colour, and it's done.
Yeah, it's the only rules. The only advice I can think of is exactly the same as painting a normal size or another size figure is thin your paints, 2 thin coats. You know that. But with that size, it depends how far you want to go. Like if you're Ant from Bashing Kits, then you could paint eyebrows and things on there and eyes and everything, and it'd look incredible. But I don't know how Ant has those skills. None of us have those skills apart from Ant. He just has the dark magic voodoo going on.
Yeah, I think.
But there's a lot of. You don't really want to start worrying that you're not painting all the details on with that kind of scale. Think of it like an impressionist painting. You just want to give the impression of a face and the impression of hair.
Yeah,
if you get yourself.
You're not going to get eyes and teeth and.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're Japanese, in which case they can paint the Statue of Liberty on a grain of rice, but then they're insane. They've got like one hair on their brush. It really just is a case of get yourself as fine a brush as you can find, but not too fine because you want it to hold some paint. If you're painting, say, like, if I remember rightly, Chris has just painted a Han Solo. It looks really good. Say you're painting the most of the figure is one colour. Paint that colour with a bigger brush just because then it's easier. But when it comes to things like the face, just use a finer brush, but keep your paint thin and build it up very slowly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought you. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought you'd get more than 1 or 2 coats on anyway. Until the paint started to become too thick.
Yeah, I mean you can get away with painting a flesh colour and then a wash of some sort, like a brown or darker flesh colour wash. Or if you're really patient with it, you could paint the dark flesh colour first, and then just very carefully with a very small dry brush, just dry brush the lighter flesh colour over it. It might just pick up, like, you know, the nose. Depends on the sculpt of the figure. But that kind of scale, yeah, it don't worry about it. As long as it's nice and neat, it doesn't matter if it's not a work of art, basically.
Yeah, you just got to trick the eye. Trompe l'oeil.
Yep.
Yeah, it's only got to do trick the eye. I know what we haven't done tonight. We haven't done what's in store.
What's in store, Ted?
What's in store?
What's in store? Yeah, Scott Sutherland says Orkney Islands, Ted. So his lag is bad. That was about 10 minutes ago. Wow, you've got bad lag tonight. I did tell him, Scott. I told him twice.
He told us. Yeah, I stand corrected. I do apologise, but I did cover all bases. I said them all. Right, well, let's go and have a quick look before we finish for the evening. What's in store? What's in eModels?
Yes.
And tonight we're going to have a look at cars and trucks. And the first one we're going to have a look at is screen share.
Have you locked me out, by the way, so I can talk and not?
Right, I've locked you out now, I think.
Oh,
that one? Look at that. Foxx.
I've got to do it. I've got to do it.
This is like,
It's been in my head all night now.
Yeah,
it's been in my head all night since we did this.
This is like John Oakes going back to our youth, isn't it? You remember I used to watch Starsky and Hutch on a Saturday night?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
It was my first introduction to funk. Was the music in Starsky and Hutch. Proper badass stroller funk.
What was the black guy called?
I don't know. I can't remember. You mean Huggy Bear? The pimp.
Huggy Bear, that's it. Yeah.
Nothing like a cliche character there. Northwest Model has just said, "Oh my God, yes, ordering tomorrow."
Yeah, look at that.
Ron Mack says awesome. Wattington says Huggy Bear.
Yeah. Do you know what would be good? It's in 1/25th scale, and do you know what would be good? It would be good if you could have one of a blue flashing light or a red flashing light on the top.
Oh,
yeah.
Hang on, 1/25th scale.
It's a bit odd. It's an odd scale.
I was going to say, almost cost 1/25th. Oh, Ravel, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ravel? Come on.
Here's the pictures.
Oh, let's have a look. You have to script there. Oh.
Yes, there's the guys at the back. Yeah. And his cardigan. There's the engine. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I bet that model steers much better than the real thing.
Yeah, the big Land Cruisers, and I bet it's more economical.
I watched an interview with Jon Fellerman, the lad that played one of the Starsky or the Hutch, and his abiding memory of the car was it was just a death trap because it had the worst steering in the world.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Revell chrome parts.
Well, any car.
You can overcome that.
Yeah, strip them off and repaint them.
Strip off, repaint it. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Alan Styrey, Aries Styrey said it comes with a blue light.
Oh, cool. The old boy says, but it is a Revell, and even I will say, the one thing Revell do quite well is cars. I have to give them that. I have to give them credit. I don't really do cars, but the one thing they're not bad at doing is cars.
Yeah.
So,
now I know our friend Dave Hunter. He produces Revell cars like amazingly. So there must be something good in them. You've got to to get them that good. You've got to start with a good kit. So it can't be that bad.
TK says there's no wings on it. And Northwest Modeler says, I don't care, it's ace. Everybody in the chat, a lot of people in the chat are now like 7 again.
Look at that. Yeah, it does say 1/25th. Yeah,
it's weird.
Weird.
But you can't beat Starsky and Hutch. Starsky and Hutch.
Yes.
I prefer Starsky and Hutch.
What else was that era? There was Kojak.
Yeah. What else was there?
Y50, was that a bit before?
That was 60s. That was very early 70s. This was like late 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
It was kind of just before Hill Street Blues and Cagney Lake. I actually watched the entire run of Hill Street Blues about 2 years ago. Channel 4, for some reason, put every single episode on More 4, so I watched them all in a big marathon session. Hill Street Blues was great. Yeah.
I know. Adam, we sent Adam a kit, didn't we?
Columbo, somebody's mentioned Columbo, yes.
Columbo, yeah. Yep. There was another car. What was that car that Adam's building? The General Lee.
The General Lee. Oh, yeah.
General Lee. Yeah, that's
Alex Coutal says 22 centimetres is long.
Yeah. Yeah, that is something like that, isn't it?
If he's referring to my eagle, it's 22 inches, not 22 centimeters. Dempsey and Makepeace? No, that was 80s. That was later. That was English. That was terrible. God, Dempsey. I've got loads of TV theme tunes on my computer that I downloaded years ago. I've got a whole 2.5 hours worth of TV theme tunes. And one of the worst ones by far is Dempsey and Makepeace. Magnum, a bit later.
Yeah, Tony
Rockford
Black
Files. Rockford Files, the best one.
Yeah, Tony Black says they should do Columbo's Peugeot. Remember that beating up Peugeot? That would be great. That would be great. A bit of weathering on that. That should come. That should
every time I see one of those little cappuccino cars, I think of Columbo.
Oh, brilliant. Right, let's have a look. What else we've got?
What else do we? Well, everybody seemed to like that one, so that was a good choice.
Yeah, we can't get that one. Can't get away from that one now.
It's not got wings, but everybody liked it.
And it could be shiny red, or it could be
it's got to be red with the white stripe. You can't paint that any other way, basically.
Shiny red. It could be shiny red or a bit dusty, as though it's been around the streets and dirt tracks. Remember how they used to have great car chases?
Yeah, what's the word? On the street, mofo.
On the street. It was like watching the Sweeney, wasn't it?
But cooler.
You always knew when there was going to be a car chase because they would get in old cars.
Yeah, well, they weren't old then.
They were old then, yeah. They were all beaten up cars. So you could
the difference between that and the Sweeney is that nobody in Starchy and Husk ever said, "Oi, you slag!
You're nicked."
And somebody's just Ron Max just typed in, "When they met, it was moida."
Oh, yeah, we regret. Yeah, everybody's regressing now.
Yeah, we've all just gone to our childhood.
Yeah, back to our childhood.
We can't beat that. We're going to stop the podcast now because we're not going to beat that.
Can't beat that. Yeah, but £20.69 now with this interest, they ain't going to be in the shop very long.
Yeah, so get your order in. Like I said before, though, that's the thing with Revell kits. I know I kind of mock them a lot of times, but the thing they do well is cars. They've done cars for a long time, and they're good cars, actually. They're not bad. I don't really like making cars, but I appreciate that their cars are quite good.
And it's one of these models that as soon as it came up tonight, it's one of these models that as soon as somebody sees it, they know where it is.
Oh.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah, Starsky and Hutch. Yeah. They don't know that it's a Ford Torino. It's a Starsky and Hutch car.
I've just noticed, there's nothing. Is there anything on the box that says Stop saying Starchy and Husk. Starsky and Hutch, or did not actually say that anywhere? Because I'm thinking perhaps they don't have the license, but they've just happened to have released it in that colour scheme. Yeah,
it happened to be a Ford Torino. Remember when everybody was painting their Nissan Micras and things the same?
With the white stripe, and it looked terrible. I don't think they've got the Starsky and Hutch license because they don't mention it on the box. That's interesting.
No, cool. I can't see it. Close that. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from Starchy and Husk.
Let's move on. Let's see something else. Another big kit. Well, it's not a kit, this one.
Oh, yeah. I think it might be a kit. I'm not sure if it's a kit. It might be. I think it is.
I'm guessing it
possibly is.
I'm just reading. Now, I know that these trucks, radio control trucks, they have quite a following. I don't know if anybody out there in YouTube land is into radio control trucks, but I do think that this comes as a kit.
I think it does, because most of to me is radio control stuff is kit based, and at that price it probably is as well.
Well, look at the detailed interior, air tanks, radio control set. No, it doesn't come with a radio control set. Aluminium side channels, resin cross members, drivability, power on the front mounted motor. I think this comes as a kit. Now, for you RC guys out there, and I have seen, as I say, one of my friends is into these trucks. And they're awesome. Yeah, they're they're fun.
Yeah. The thing is, even if you're not particularly into RC, it's a massive 1/14 scale truck. So it's, even if you're not into RC, you can still make it with all the radio control bits in there, and it just looks huge and awesome.
And you can paint it in any colour scheme, any livery you want. If you've got a favourite haulier nearby, you'll see these on the road. Brilliant. But it's expensive. It's expensive, but you're going to get a huge kit for that, and it's got its own following.
Mr. Loth's model making says it probably comes as a rolling chassis, Ted. They do that a lot with the remote control stuff.
Right. Yeah, I must get. I'd like one, but I've got lots of other things I'd like as well first. Yeah, that's it. But
it's it's worth showing some of the premium stuff sometimes, because there's people out there who will be like, "Oh yeah, I want that."
Yeah, that's it. Right, back to plastic kits. The Italieri. Now, I don't think you found any problems with your transit Battador tranny was a Italieri, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't find any problems with
No.
that?
I think there's a couple of niggly fit issues, but nothing major at all. I mean, nothing that
Yeah.
anybody can't handle. It's absolutely fine. I had fun building that transit. My knackered old tranny.
There's a set of decals for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing to bear in mind with these Italeri truck kits is, as I know because I got one for spare parts for other models, they do a truck stop kit, which is lots of add-on parts for just generic parts for trucks, and also it's got like a driver and a bloke stood there, and they've got like tools and little Michelin men and things like that. So they also do this truck stop kit, which is loads of little accessories you can add to your truck.
Yeah, I'm just checking the emails.
Northwest Modeler says 10-4 rubber duck.
10-4, good buddy.
Was a dart by the moon on the 6th of June in a Kenworth hauling logs. Cab over Pete with a reefer on and Jimmy hauling hogs. Oh God, Ted, me and you know the words and nobody else knows what the heck we're talking about.
You find yourself singing along to it when it comes on the radio in the car.
Pigpen, this is the rubber duck. We ain't going to pay no toll. I've got that on my collection of TV themes. If you've never heard it before, when you finish watching this, just go, please, if you've never heard it, please go on YouTube and look for the theme tune to Convoy. It's the best piece of music ever written by a human being. Trust me on that.
There's two versions of it, isn't there? There's a comic version and there's a film version.
Yeah, there's the one because he did the song as a joke, and then they made the movie based on the song. So there's two different versions.
Yeah,
I can't believe you knew the words, Ted. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's probably one of the songs I know all the way through.
Yeah, I'm kind of learning the words slowly. So
next week we'll have karaoke.
Now I've got it in my head now.
Let them truckers roll 10-4.
There's even a bear in the air.
What's the one?
Omaha.
Yeah.
Watch your 20 pig pen. Omaha. Keep the bugs off your glass and the bears off your bumper.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, model trucks.
You've got to sit in your lumberjack t-shirt, your lumberjack shirt, building trucks with a big beard and a load of beer.
Lord Barkley III to me says, "Crikey, I've got the record."
I think I had it one time. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on and join our convoy. Come on and join our convoy. Stop the copyright. Smoo asks if the Italeri trucks are on par with the cars. I've only ever built the Transit.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they are quite good kits.
I think they're kind of known for doing trucks anyway, Italeri trucks and some planes and stuff as well as military. But I think they're one of the sort of known truck manufacturers, so they should be pretty good.
You will find that truckers will buy these as a basis for their own trucks because they're quite popular and they just paint them in their own liveries and such like that. Yeah, but people sort of, as we collect tanks or sci-fi type stuff, people will collect a shelf full of trucks and build all different ones. Yeah, but there are extra add-on kits, as Fox mentioned, for the lights and horns and everything else. You can buy loads of stuff for it.
Even little Michelin men you can stick on the top. Or if you get some Sculpey or clay of some sort, you can make a little teddy bear, mangled teddy bear to put on the grill.
Right. Last and finally, I think it's worth a topic in itself. Is this one? Now, Fox has got one of these, and I've sort of got a fake set, but the Hobby's own modular sets. If you want to set up your own man cave, your own building area, it's a great way to do it because you can add and build up your collection, your display, your corner, as your budget allows. Just adding a piece at a time.
I can't pimp these enough. They are awesome. Yeah. I got a shock when I got it because I didn't realise you have to make it, and I'm like, oh god, it's woodwork. Oh! But it's actually really easy. Just get yourself some Gorilla wood glue, and it's dead easy. It just slots together really nice. And I've got mine kind of set up. I do need to get myself some more drawers, but that'll put my brushes up too high, so I've got to have a plan of that. But
I'll stop sharing now. I'm back with you, Fox.
oh, lovely. They come in set widths and depths. So depending on what space you've got, you can work out. I think they're all about 30 centimeters long. I can't remember exactly what the measurement is, but you can work out how many you've got. They've got corner units, and you can stack them, and they really are good. So worth checking those out.
Yeah.
You're out of focus there, Ted. With
I'm out of focus. Yes, I've come back into focus. It's because.
Do you want to go back and have a look at the little specific modules they've got, or
yeah, let's go back there then. I'm still on the screen, so I can go back. I just find it and screen share again, and I've got to focus again. But never mind. There we go. There we are.
TK says, thank you, TK. TK says they're 30 centimeters long. So and you can't even see on my camera when I'm pointing. 30 centimeters long by 15 centimeters deep. The height doesn't really matter, but they're 30 centimeters from left to right and 15 centimeters deep.
No, I've lost it now. Let's go back again.
And they're all the same size, and they come with little tiny magnets.
Yeah.
You put magnets in them, and when you get them, you get far too many magnets. And I love that because I made all those, and I've got this huge stick of magnets now. There's millions of them, and that'll come in handy for. I've gone droopy. Sorry. That'll come in handy for model making. I was going to put some of these in the Eagle, but I didn't need to. So you get loads of little magnets.
Ideal. As I say, there's a video there for them.
Oh, don't press play, you'll break the internet.
Yeah, I'll break the internet. I'm not going to press play. But yeah, go and have a look. And I've seen lots of people using these, and I'm quite envious of you having some Fox. I could do with some myself.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, if you scroll down a little bit, I'll show you the modules.
Right.
Okay, go to the top. Where are we? Whoa, you've gone too far. You've gone too far. The first one there. The drawers module ×6 with the little windows in the front. You can fit about 6 or 7 ammo size paints in those. So standard 17mm bottles like Ammo or Vallejo. You can get quite a few in there. You can get Tamiya pots will stand up in them. I've got one in there. So they'll fit. I've got a load of weathering pastels.
Yeah, I think if you try to show us, we can't see you yet.
Oh,
I'll come back. I'll come back to you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. No, sorry. You stay on those because I'm just waving them at the camera. So yeah, the little drawers with the windows, you can fit lots of things in them. The big drawers, if you scroll down a bit. Let's have a look. No, keep going. To you.
To me, burning the bolts up a bit, down a bit.
Where are we?
I don't think he's got any big drawers. Straight
okay. Well, the corner drawers there, they may not be in stock at the minute then, but they have the big drawers. But that corner one there, the ending corner drawers, those drawers are tall enough, but they come with little dividers inside, so you can make them into little sections. They're great for like parts if you're doing a build and things like that. And the paint racks and brush holders, you can get the paint racks in a size that fits Tamiya pots and Citadel pots, or you can get another size which fits things like the Ammo and Vallejo 17mm pots. So you can get different sizes for different paint pots as well, which is kind of cool. But they are brilliant. I absolutely adore them. Yeah. It's made my workspace bigger and tidier.
Yeah, they're sort of like pocket money price, for us grown-ups, that is. Pocket money for grown-ups. You can buy one a month and build up your set and eventually have something. Go and have a look at eModels website.
Yeah.
Search Hobby Zone and it'll come up and it'll point you to the YouTube.
If you type in Hobby Zone or Workstation, one of the options that drops down will be Workstation Organisers, and that's where it comes to this page.
Right, stop sharing. Let's come back.
Yes. Hello.
Here we are. Yeah. Right. That's it. Right. Have we come to the end? Have we any more questions? I'll just check the email.
The old boy says his came with the right amount of magnets. I think I didn't need to put any magnets in the ones on the bottom. So I got the leftover magnets. I've got a whole mess of magnets now.
Right, I've got the email from Pip Barker and Phil Davis. Well done. I'll get the prizes off to you ASAP. Any pits, tiny figures. I think that's everything we've done.
Nate, just a question from Nate Blaze. He says the range on eModels seems to be a bit smaller than it used to be. The way eModels work is that when something's out of stock, you won't see it on the website. But as soon as it comes back in stock, it will come back on the website. So if you're looking for a particular product and it's just not there at all, you can't find it, it's most likely they're just temporarily out of stock. So what we need to do is drop them an email. So is it sales@emodels.co.uk? I think
sales@eModels.co.uk. Yeah, but you'll find them on, if you're already on the eModels website, you'll go down and you'll find a contact us form, and just type it in there, and they'll pick it up almost daily, hourly.
But if there's but if there's a particular, like, one of those units that you want and it's not there, it's probably just because it's sold out. So just drop them a quick email and say, hey, can you get more in stock? Let them know that you want it, and they'll probably let you know, yes, we've got one coming in next week, or they'll order some if there aren't any due to be back in stock. So if you can't find something, it usually just means it's just sold out temporarily. So
Mr. North, Model Making, says, Ted, could you give us a heads up on the next stream when the stock gets filled in again? Unfortunately, Foxx and I don't have any sort of contact dealings with the store itself. We're here sat in our homes. We don't have a direct input to what stock comes and goes. But as we said, just contact eModels direct.
We're not actually employed by, so we don't. We don't actually have
some people think we'll do this and then we'll just nip out next door and eModels is there. Unfortunately, it's about a 3-hour drive away from me.
But yeah, drop them a line. They'll be able to let you know either when it's back in stock or they'll order them for you, so it won't be a problem. They're very, very good. And often, sometimes, if you're looking for something on there, because we always say in our videos, if they don't have it, you don't need it. But if there is something specific you want and you can't find it on the website, and you don't know whether it's just something not in stock or something maybe is out of stock, drop them a line, because even if it's something they don't up to that point stock, they'll probably quite happily get it for you. If there's something you want and they haven't got it available, just send them a mail and say, hey, I'm looking to get X. I can't find it on the website, can you get it? And they'll be like, yeah, no problem, I'll have one for you in a week or whenever.
We've just had an instant reaction to the request for Hobby Zone, because Gavin Creighton said he will send an order to Hobby Zone tomorrow. So there you go, guys. Lovely. That's how fast it happens. So Gav is in the room. Hi, Gav.
So Gav is in the room somewhere hiding. We don't know what your name is on here, so he's being secret. Oh, there he is. Hi, also the pic. The jacket suits you. Oh, there we are. Gav's in. Yes. So there you go. You've had your answer. They're going to get some in stock.
And Ron Mack said if eModels don't have it, you probably don't need it anyway. But if they don't have it and you want it, just drop them a line.
They are really, really good, and like I said, it might be something they've never stopped before, and they'll be like, well, we can get onto the distributor and find out and get some. So it's always worth asking, because the way to think of it is, they might not know there's a big demand for something, but if a lot of people say, hey, can you get this product? And they say, we've had like 30 people say, can we have this product? We should get that product. Think of it logically. The more people ask for something, the more likely they are to get it.
Right. Right. We've done an hour and a half now. It's 10:30. Past our time. It is. Yeah. I need to go to the loo again.
Oh, I don't know, Ted. What do you like?
It's that. Yeah. It's age. See, it affects the bladder.
Yeah.
Well, hey. Right. Okay. We're about to round it up, but remember, Thursday, round about lunchtime-ish, Gav will be putting the kettle on, and we will be there.
2 sugars, Gav. 2 sugars, please. Ted. Ted was on ridiculous. I want proper coffee. Ted's on tea.
Yeah, I'm on tea because policemen drink tea, and can I just have half a sugar, plenty of milk. And Stroop waffles. Don't forget the Stroop waffles.
Yeah, get some Stroop waffles in.
Get some Stroop waffles in. And we'll be down to see the guys at eModels on Thursday, around about lunchtime. And I'm at Focus again.
All of us.
Yeah. So
I don't need a pee. David Barker, I don't need a pee. I've got a bladder like an old ironclad ship, me. Apart from 4 in the morning.
You have PPs, Bob. Remember that
Mike Mounty says we all need ape. I like it when typos come out a different way.
Right. Time to call it a night, and thank everybody for coming in on eModels tonight, eModels.co.uk. And remember, if they don't have it, you probably don't need it. Go and have a look at the website. If you want that for Torino, it'll be shifting out the door fast, so go and get one.
Yes, if it's even in stock anymore, I don't even know if it's still in stock. So, Pete will be there going, blimey, that didn't last long.
Yeah, we just got them in and it's gone.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us tonight, and we'll see you all next week at the same time, same place, and same uncontrolled mayhem and not knowing what we're doing.
Hopefully it'll be a bit warmer, but then I won't be able to wear the jacket, so
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat now as well.
I'm getting a bit stinky with the man sweat now. So
yeah, because I've got the t-shirt on. Yeah. Anybody want to buy a slightly damp,
slightly
jacket?
moist in the crevices. No, don't say that. Oh.
Right, time to go, everybody. Thank you
Yes.
for joining us. Good night, everybody. So it's good night from me,
And it's good night from him.
good night, everybody.
Adios, amigos.
Bye. Bye. No, yeah, he will press the button. Press the button. Press the button.